It's Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that I see as a histrionic trait or behaviors, really. And for me, I have seen this kind since I was a child, and I'm not diagnosing them. I don't know if they've been diagnosed, so I'm not diagnosing them. I'll read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. But to me, at this point in my life, when I see this kind, I usually run head for the hills, you know. But it's hard too, because there's so many of them. And it was actually the actual personality disorder had been considered being taken out of the DSM, but I don't think they should. I think this is very common, especially, and getting more common, especially because, well, I'm not going to speculate, but I think that I see it a lot. And what about you? Now, like I said, I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm not saying anybody that has this behavior has the disorder. No, this is just, you know, there's only a counselor, a person's counselor or therapist that's licensed can do all that. You know, the appropriate people, the only ones can do that. So I'm just talking about some behaviors, and some of them I really do find a little funny. Well, they're all odd. Okay, and some could be just my opinion, but I don't think so. But anyway, like the last one that I met that I hadn't known, I met her a few years ago, but I hadn't been around anybody new who had this kind of behavior. Well, actually, there was one, but that was online, and you know, I saw her on video. But this one is one that was face to face, and she's not related, but you know, along that line. Anyway, not the kind of person I would want to be around, but I didn't really have a choice in the matter. Yes, I did. I could have left, and I probably should have from any moment, any time since then. Boy, I'm not getting this out right. But now I would not be around this woman. Okay, I would ensure that I am not there. And basically, she has these behaviors that are so, to me, a mixture of narcissistic and histrionic. But she's a mean girl. Okay, drama queen, mean girl. Has to be the center of attention when does not care what she does to be that center of attention. Whom she hurts, she does not care. It is all about her to her, and everybody should know it. Yeah, now this kind of goes, like I said, from many people that I know, so maybe I shouldn't just talk about her. But here's one of the things that I really watch out for. And some people say, oh, you can't tell by just looking at them. Well, in histrionic, these are people who try to be very theatrical. They don't all do the same thing, but let's just generalize and say that they like to be very theatrical. They do the whole makeup, everything that is on their body. Not everything, but you get the point. They want it to stand out. Their hair is going, their hair might be real wild, their makeup real thick, they talk really loud, they laugh really loud. Everybody must turn their attention to them. If somebody makes a joke, they're going to laugh the loudest so that everybody will turn around and look at them. Or you go to a restaurant and people are talking, chitty-chatting at their table. They're going to talk really loud to get the attention. They don't care if it's good attention or bad. They don't care. They got to be the center of attention. Yeah. And it goes on from there. They like women, they might wear some shirt that's see-through. Men might too. Might also, maybe they're buff. They want to show it off. And but women, leaves very little to your imagination. The way they dress leaves little to your imagination. Or when they get older, not so much. But they might wear a lot of bling. They might wear like hats or scarves or something that might not be appropriate for that season or that time. Something that makes them stand out. Okay, the pants or whatever might be too clingy. Wild boots, or they might try to look, like say somebody isn't Texan or just come here, they want to dress really Texan. like what they think Texans dress like. No, I'm Texan. No. Oh my goodness. But you get the picture. They're going to stand. Their appearance is going to make them stand out. They're making their appearance make them stand out. And their voice, that horrible laughter, it's really a cackle. It's very, very loud, very obnoxious. And so is their voice. Usually it's wet. Oof. Yeah, it's irritating. But they're going to stand out, and everybody should know it. And if you don't let them, they'll turn vicious on you. You know, yeah. But yeah, this seems to be the type that I've run across most of my life. And like I said, it doesn't have to be women, but for me, I can't even say it was mainly women. Yeah, I can in a way, mainly women, but still some men who were this, you know, they leaned a little bit more toward the narcissistic side, but still the histrionic side of being, you know, really really suggestive. I better put it that way. I never know what the AI is not going to like, but you know what I mean. Very suggestive, and it's in their clothing. It can be in their clothing, the way they talk, the way they act, the way they, you know, they move their body. Yeah, but the one that, speaking of, the one that I ran across, she would do things with her partner, not a partner, but I guess you can still call him a partner, you know, the guy, her boyfriend. Okay. Like, you know, people were sitting there in the living room, say, and she would do things like, you know, put her hand like on his knee, but in the middle, you know, and would move her hand up a little bit. You know, and this is, I'm talking about a decent home, decent people, very decent people, you know, that don't do these kinds of things. You know, they're not into that kind of display, you know, and she'd do that, like on purpose. She doesn't care what kind of attention she gets, negative or positive, doesn't matter. As long as she's getting the attention and people are looking at her, she does not care if people are looking at her and thinking, oh my God, what is her problem? You know, she doesn't care. That doesn't bother her. If she's getting attention, she's on stage, you know. She is the one on stage. Oh my goodness. And for whatever reason, I haven't run across her in a while. I don't plan on it, like I said, ever again. But I think it was the last time, or maybe the time before, I don't know. For whatever reason, yesterday it was on my mind. I think it was because it involves my hair. Now remember, these are very flashy kind of people, and yeah, it involved my hair. Okay, and but here's just an example. Now, I'm not bragging. I'm saying this matter of fact. I'm not a braggart. You know, if you watch my videos long enough, you'll see that I'm not. But ever since I was a kid, people have said things to me about my hair. I had thick hair, okay, and when I was, you know, a child, it was very blonde, naturally blonde. As I got older, it got darker, just like what happened to my mom. But the older I got, the darker I got, but it's still, well, now it's turning, you know, graying. Not just turning, it's getting gray. This year, for some reason, it's turned more gray than it has in years. I don't know, I think it was a stressful year, maybe. Not this year, but, you know, the past year. Yeah, the past 365 days. But anyway, I've always had people tell me how beautiful my hair is. Now, my hair is not always easy to handle at all because it's thick, and it can turn frizzy because of the, you know, of course, the humidity and all. And it can be very difficult, especially when it's longer. Right now, it's past my waist. The longest part is past my waist, and I really want to go in and just get it cut straight across. And it probably will be above my waist when I get it all evened out. But the last time I went in to get my hair cut, you know, styled, cut, and all that, I told her I wanted an inch off, and she cut 7 inches off, around 7. Yeah, because she kept getting distracted. She was the only person there, and people would come in, and she talked to them, and she'd come back and do more. And I didn't know what was going on because I couldn't see how much she was cutting behind my back, you know. But yeah, so I am, you know, I don't know. Don't know if I want to go there again. I mean, not there. I would never go back to that place, but you see what I'm saying. in this. But yeah, the woman who, yeah, the latest little one with the narcissistic histrionic behaviors, not diagnosing, like I said. Well, she's about, I'd say maybe 8 years younger than I. And the last time or the time before that I saw her, she had her hair, okay, well, I'll jump to this part. She actually told me, she said, you know what you need to do with your hair? And, she doesn't respect boundaries. There are certain boundaries, unspoken boundaries that just people have. There's nothing wrong with my hair. People love my hair, like I said, but she is that type. She can't have anybody else have anything that she might not get attention, because they might get attention for it. So she started off that way. You know what you need to do with your hair? And she said, you need to start putting coconut oil in it. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking across at her, and I'm seeing hers. Obviously, she must have used some and then some else. Whatever, probably a whole box of chemicals. Because she looked like Medusa. I have no intention of looking like Medusa. If she wants to look like Medusa, at least I think I'm saying that right, the woman with the snakes for hair. Yeah. If she wants to look like that, that's her business, not mine. But she is not going to tell me what I need to do with my hair while she's sitting there looking like an idiot. Seriously, her hair, her whole look, to me, is an idiot. Just someone who's, well, histrionic. If I want to be insulting, I'm going to say an idiot. But really, it's more of that behavior. And maybe not. I don't know. I could be I'm not trying to diagnose. I'm just saying, if a person thinks that what is good to look like is a Medusa, I'm not talking about, what is that name? Medea. Medea's a look too. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? A Medusa. Somebody who wants to look like that and is trying to tell somebody else, this is what you need to do with your hair. I'm sorry. I can't find it any other way but kind of funny. And I'm losing my voice too, and that's why my voice is going kind of weird. I'm always losing my voice, it seems like these days, yeah. It's her behavior all around is, that she knows more about every little thing, and she should be able to tell everybody. And if you tell her something, like, say a bunch of people are in the kitchen, and you make a little joke, because haven't we all heard this since we were a kid? Too many hands in the kitchen spoil the soup, something like that. And you just kind of say that, and maybe it's your kitchen, and you're trying to get all these people out so you can finish cooking, and everybody's trying to help, or they're just standing there and in your way. Some people don't have, they lack this, but you kind of make it a little light and to get them out. And then the next time she comes back to visit, she sees you in your own kitchen. Something, somebody who does this sees you in your own kitchen and says that somebody else is cooking, and too many hands in the kitchen spoil soup, or whatever that expression is. But yeah, in your own house. This is the kind of person who knows no boundaries. The ones I know, I don't know if every one of them does, but the ones I know, they know no boundaries. They step all over them. They think it's their right to step all over them. They think it's their right to tell you what you do in your own home, even with your own hair. At my age, and when she's 8 years younger than I, nobody's going to tell me at any age, unless it was my mom and my dad. Really? Come on. What the nerve of this kind of person, seriously, really, the nerve. That's what it comes down to. But anyway, have you ever run across anybody these days, I think they're like a dime a dozen, seriously. In my world, dime a dozen every time you turn around, and it doesn't have to be in face-to-face world. It is also online. Run across them again and again. But what about you? What do you think? Have you, what kind of experience have you had with them? If you feel like sharing, leave a comment below. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.